All right, hey man, in this video we are going to go over meal prep. Actually, how to meal prep, all right? Basically, first thing, meal prep can be crucial to making sure you succeed with any of our programs. Here's the thing, at the end of the day, it's all about being prepared. And one of my mottos has always been plan, prepare, and execute. You've got a plan, whichever Ripped After 40 plan, at home Ripped After 40, Jacked After 40, my Titan programs, one of Mark's programs, whatever you're choosing to follow, that's great. You're starting with a plan, which is what I want you to do. Now you need to prepare for that plan, okay? And the final goal, the final step is going to be going out and executing the plan from day to day. But preparation is key. Here's the thing, the longer you get into one of these workouts, when you first get started, you're gung-ho, you're excited, you're motivated, you can't wait, and that fades away, okay? Because you're doing something you haven't done in years, you have maybe never done before. And anytime you're doing something new, initially it's very exciting. However, when you start realizing, wait a minute, this isn't as easy as I was hoping it would be, then it tends to get a little bit more difficult, all right? Some of the motivation is gone. So the preparation is going to help you maintain and help you with that accountability, because at the end of the day, especially when it comes to nutrition, typically the workouts, all of that is going to be a lot easier than nutrition. That's for everybody. Nutrition is a lot of mental, all right? Especially if you're used to eating processed foods. If you've been eating processed foods a long time, your estrogen levels are high, you've got all these toxins and chemicals in your body, all of these things that are addictive. All right, so you're addicted to sugar, you're addicted to all of these things. And when you cut those out, then your body's constantly craving those and wanting those. So the longer you can go into eating correctly, the longer you can follow these eating meal plans that we have for you, the easier it's going to become, okay? But here's the other thing to that. If you're eating perfect, you're doing great, you're 3 or 4 weeks in and everything's just hunky-dory, man, everything is perfect, and you didn't meal prep one day, well, it's time for your next meal. The longer you go without eating, the more your body's going to turn towards wanting more crap. If you don't have a meal prepared, that's the benefit of having a meal prepared. When you're hungry, eat. If it's scheduled feeding, eat. Grab a meal, warm it up, and you're good to go. If it's not there and the groceries aren't there or the healthy food option isn't there, then typically that's when people really start to fade, because your body is telling you, it's okay, you've been doing great, let's go get this, or let's go get that. Something processed, something fattening, something fast food. Once you put that into your body again, then it's gonna be hard. It's starting that cycle all over again. You're putting those additives back into your body, those toxins and chemicals, and they're addictions. They're little addictive foods that are in, or chemicals that are inside the foods. So it's gonna be hard for you again. So you can eliminate all of that crap simply by meal prepping. All right, meal prep, choose 1 or 2 days a week. You don't have to do it once a week. You can do it twice a week, especially if you like more, if you like to cook. If you like to cook, you like fresh foods, then do it twice a week. If you're like me or a lot of other men, you just really don't like to cook a whole lot, you want the convenience, then spend one day, and I say a day, choose a day, and it's gonna only be a few hours that day to where you're gonna be prepping. All right, that's the key. Set aside 1 or 2 days a week to do this. Me, I do mine every Sunday. And I do it with my wife. It's something we do together. We're laughing, talking, we're enjoying our time together while we're prepping food for the week. So it makes it a little bit easier. Second thing you wanna do is shop, all right? Let me back up a little bit. You're gonna set aside your day. Once you've got your day, write it down. Hey, Wednesdays, I'm gonna meal prep. Thursdays, I'm gonna meal prep. Saturdays or Sundays, whatever your day is, write that down as your meal prep day, all right? Just have it scheduled in. That's something that you're gonna want to schedule in. Initially, the first 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, it may take you 4 hours to prep a week's worth of food. However, that gets cutting down considerably the more you do it, because you start learning little tricks. You start getting used to it. You start creating good habits, and it doesn't take near as long, all right, to meal prep for. All right, so basically what I would recommend after you've got your date is let's look at your meal plan. What types of foods are you going to be eating? What types of foods should you be eating? All of my plans have protein sources. They've got carbohydrate sources, whether that be complex carbs for your PPP days, fibrous carbs for all of your meals, or essential fats. There's a little grocery list showing you some good options, okay? Well, now put your menu together. What do you plan on eating on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending on what days you're going to be preparing for? And write a little shopping list. That's the thing. Make sure you shop. That's where the shop comes from. Have a menu, have a weekly menu, and you know what you're going to eat. Initially, it may take you a little bit more time. It's going to be a little tedious, but usually once you have a menu, you tend to stay pretty close to it. You may change 1 or 2 meals from week to week, but once you have an idea of how you're going to be eating, it becomes fairly easy, especially with my carb cycling, which is what we're going to break down when I'm telling you how to meal prep and why I prefer this method for meal prepping. But you've got your menu. Now you go shop for the ingredients, the items that you need to make those items on the menu. All right, got that jotted down, and we're ready to go. Now let's start with your proteins. All right, what protein sources did you choose? Whether that be chicken, fish, turkey, all of these protein sources that you're going to use in your weekly meals. Bake them, broil them, grill them. However you want to do it, throw them in a crock pot, cook them that way. That's very convenient as well. So that's going to be up to you. Just don't fry them. That's the main thing. You don't want to use oils when you're cooking the leaner cuts of meat. So get these items ready, the oven, a crock pot if you have it. I use an Instant Pot. An Instant Pot is amazing. I'll use it for chicken. It's a quick way to cook chicken, and it cooks it to where it's still tender. You can shred chicken when it's in there for like 25 minutes. Put a bunch of chicken breasts in an Instant Pot, 25 minutes later, shred it, man. Get a couple forks and it just shreds. So I do shredded chicken tacos. You can do a lot of stuff with shredded chicken, throw it on some salad. So that's very convenient, but get those items out, and then those are your proteins. How are you gonna cook your proteins? I'll load up a grill on a Sunday, turn my grill, load it up with chicken, with some lean steak, with some shrimp, and I will cook a lot of that protein. All right, turkey chili. I like eating turkey chili. You can even do lean beef chili. So grass-fed beef, do that with some peppers and tomatoes. And I like making chili. I'll do that in my crock pot. So there's a lot of great options for you to prep for. And just make sure it's on your menu and you're accounting for how much you're putting in there. So basically, if you're 150 grams of chicken, for this meal, 150 for that meal. For instance, what I will do is I'm gonna eat chicken every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for one meal. All right, if it's 150 grams for each meal, then you're gonna have 300 for 2, 600, was that 750 grams of chicken. And it's measured raw. That's the other thing. You don't measure it cooked. So you're gonna measure that raw weight. So basically that's all you do, 750 grams of chicken breast. So you measure all of that, and you either grill it, you bake it, you broil it, you spread it out, do whatever you want to do with it. And once you've cooked it, then that's your chicken for every meal that week. So it makes it pretty easy. Okay, so that's kind of what I like to do. And the thing you can do as well, because it can get tedious if you're eating it a lot. Say, well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to eat chicken for 2 of my meals. That's 6 meals of chicken. Tuesday, Thursday, I'm going to eat it with 1 of my meals. Now you're doing 8 meals of chicken. All right, if it's 150 grams and multiply 8 by the 150, that's the total gram weight for those, all right? So you're talking 8 meals of chicken. So there's gonna be a little bit of math, 8 meals of chicken. But you only take that total raw weight. Then you cook it. Once it's done cooking, take it out and let it set on the counter, let all the heat, steam release from it, and then basically weigh that again now that you have cooked weight. All right, this is the easiest way and most convenient way. Now you have the total cooked weight for that. Now divide that by the number of chicken meals you have again. That was 8, remember? You were gonna eat 8 meals. So because the weight is going to go down considerably now that it's no longer raw. But this allows you to eat the same portions for every meal. That's the other key, because what a lot of people do is if they see 150 grams of chicken, they cut out 150 grams and then they cook one meal. 150 grams is another one. 150 grams, that takes forever. I'm giving you something that's convenient and quick. You measure, you weigh it once at the beginning raw. After it's cooked, set it out, let all the heat and steam release from it, and then you have a different weight cooked. All right, you had the raw weight, now the cooked weight. Whatever that cooked weight is, divide it by 8, and then you've got your 8 portion sizes. So that's how easy that is. That can be done with fish, with any kind of poultry, all right, or even with lean cuts of beef if you're going to eat several meals with beef. That's the best way to prepare your protein, the simplest way to calculate that certain amount of grams that you're supposed to be eating. All right, get your Tupperware or Ziploc bags, whatever you want to do. And if you've got 8 different meals, little pieces of Tupperware. Tupperware is really expensive now, or inexpensive now, because so many people are meal prepping. You can order like 40 of those dudes for $4 online. All right, 40 different containers. You can go to Costco, Sam's if you have one of those, Amazon, and because meal prepping is so much more popular than it used to be, it's so much more convenient to get that stuff, and it's really inexpensive now. So if you have all those containers, you've got 8 here, you've already measured out your proteins with the chicken, then put this equal amount of grams now that it's cooked in all 8 of those containers, all right? And you'll do the same with your steak. Choose, okay, well, Monday I'm gonna have another meal, 2 were chicken, I'm gonna have 1 beef meal, so I'm gonna have that on Monday. That's where the menu comes in. Look to see what you're gonna have when, then add up for the whole week, the total grams, and it's the same thing. Cook it, re-weigh it after the weight's gone back down, now that you have a cooked weight, and divide it up into that amount of meals. And then put that in your other container. So now you have containers with chicken, containers with beef. If you want to do that with fish, do the same thing with fish or shrimp. And you've got all of your proteins ready. That's why I think protein is really easy to meal prep for. And then now that we're talking about carb cycling, you've got, say, 3 days a week or 2 days a week of your PPP meals. It depends on the program that you're following, all right? So Ripped After 40, you've got your PPP days where you're doing your pre-workout complex carbs, post-workout complex carbs, and then another post-workout complex carbs. So you've got 3 carb meals. Look at your meal plan again. What do you want on those days? Do you want white rice, jasmine rice? Do you want potatoes? Do you want oatmeal? Okay, whatever you're wanting as far as a carbohydrate source, you're gonna do the same thing with those meals and find out how many meals you're gonna wanna consume that have rice. 5 meals this week are gonna be 60 grams of rice. So you'll do 300 grams total of rice, okay? 60 times those 5 meals, that total grams, and then cook it all at once. Same thing with the rice. Once you get the rice, here's the thing, rice soaks in all of the water. It retains a lot of water, so the weight is actually opposite. So what you're gonna wanna do, dump out the rice. After it's cooked, after the water's pretty much evaporated, let it set out there in a cooking pan or something like that, and let the heat escape from it. Wait about 15, 20 minutes while you're prepping other stuff, and then go re-weigh it now that it's cooked. Now that you have your cooked weight in rice, go back and find out how many meals you had calculated initially. All right, now you know how many meals, and then you've got the cooked weight for each of those, and then you start putting that in those same Tupperware dishes. You're gonna do rice with these chicken meals, or rice with that lean beef, however you had that meal set up. So that's how you're going to prepare larger amounts of food for the week, all right? And veggies can be done either way. Veggies are gonna be eaten every day. So I just gave you complex carbs for your PPP days, and it's not gonna be near as many. You're not gonna have as much complex carbs prepared as you will protein. Protein is every day, several meals a day. So you're gonna have most of your containers full of protein. And now that you have your protein, you've got your few meals that are gonna have your complex carbs in them, then those are pretty much set up. Now your veggies can be done either fresh, or you can prep those as well. If you want to go ahead and cook asparagus, want to go ahead and cook broccoli, want to go ahead and cook some of that stuff, go ahead and cook it and prep it. All right, that kind of stuff can be frozen, so you can keep those in the freezer if you want. All of this can actually be kept in freezers depending on when you're going to eat it. If you made it on a Sunday and you're not going to eat it till that next Friday or something, then you can freeze a couple days worth and they're going to be fine. That's going to help retain moisture, actually. That's the good benefit of that. But veggies can be fresh also. So if you're ready to eat, you're at home, you've got meal number 4, and you've got a steak and a baked potato and you want a salad, go ahead and chop up your salad, man. Chop up whatever you're putting in your salad and go ahead and do that fresh. So that doesn't have to be prepped because the prep time is actually pretty quick if you're doing it fresh. But if you're somebody that I've got to have it because my 5th meal is at work and I need my fibrous veggies, well, go ahead and take that If it's fibrous veggies, take the asparagus, the cauliflower, the broccoli, whatever you have, a salad, take it with you to work already prepped. Chop it up, cook it, however you want to do it, and then take it with you to work. So that's easy as well, but the two main things you do want to make sure you're cooking, make sure you have your protein ready, make sure you have your complex carbs ready. The rest is going to be pretty much easy. You've got those in the containers. What I typically do is I will do containers with, these are my lunch meals, my dinner meals, and my breakfast meals. Those three meals. If you're intermittent fasting, you're not going to have a breakfast meal. So it kind of depends, again, on the program that you're following. But other meals can be labeled as snacks. So you can make little snack meals. You can make little bags of fruit on those days that you can have your PPP days, and if you're wanting to do a smoothie or something. If it's a carb refeed day and you love smoothies, then bags of fruit, whatever types of fruit that you want. If you want bananas and strawberries, chop them all up, have them in little Ziploc bags, and when you're ready to make your fruit, dump them into your milk or your almond milk or your water, whatever you're mixing with it, and have all of that ready. All right, so basically that's how the meal prep is going to work. Ziploc bags, like I said, make it convenient. Tupperware, make it convenient. You want to prep for 0 carb days, which are going to be easy because you've already got your proteins ready. So then it's just a matter of what fats are you going to eat with it. Are you going to eat a handful of nuts? All right, are you going to eat some oil? You know, so basically that means if you're going to do chicken, we'll cut up a bunch of salad, bunch of lettuce, green leafy veggies, and throw a couple tablespoons of olive oil on it. That's going to give you some of your good fats. Coconut oil, that's going to give you some of your good fats. A little balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, you're ready to go, man. It's pretty easy. But at the end of the day, I just want you to see that it's not that difficult to meal prep for when you're doing this type of carb cycling, because you're just adding a few carbs for those PPP days. So carbs on those days can be from pretty much fruits, can be any type of complex carbs that you're wanting. So it's pretty easy for you if you want black beans or something like that, then go ahead and get them on those days as well. If you're just wanting a bowl of fruit and some mixed nuts, then that makes a really good snack, good healthy snack. And that's very easy to prep for as well. So basically with this video, now that you kind of know how to meal prep, you don't have a lot of visuals. This is me explaining and breaking it down for you, okay? But I just want you to get an idea of how to calculate the total protein for the week, how to calculate the total carbohydrates for the week, knowing you're not going to get a lot of complex carbs, because you don't have to calculate the fibrous carbs. That's the key. And as far as fats, the fat sources, if you want an avocado, weigh it out in grams. That's pretty simple to do. Half an avocado, whatever grams you're going off of, because your meal plan is going to vary depending on your starting point, depending on your current weight, depending on the program you're following. You're gaining weight, losing weight. So all of those things are going to vary from person to person. But grill, oven, stove, crock pot, and an Instapot, if you want to get an Instapot, which I definitely recommend, because it's something that, it's another tool that makes food taste really good, and you can put a lot of stuff in it. Comes with recipes, comes with instructions on how to cook chicken, how to cook other things. And the thing with that, one more time, is when you're eating a lot of chicken, I like chicken, but you can do fish. I'm not a big fish person. If you like fish, you can eat just as much fish as you want. If you like turkey, eat as much turkey as you want. I don't prefer turkey to chicken because turkey to me is a little bit more dry. All right, it's a little more dry. It's a little leaner, which is good, but it's a little more dry. Chicken, if you cook it right, can be really tender. If you overcook it, it can be really dry. So that's where I like the Instapot. It keeps it moist. So I really look for convenience tools that help my meal prep easier. End of the day, make sure you're prepping. Make sure you're getting your menu from week to week. And make sure you are shopping for your groceries. You don't want to wake up deciding, hey, Sunday's the day I'm going to meal prep. You get up Sunday and crap, I don't have anything. So now let me look at my menu. Now let me go get my groceries. Now let me do, then you get back and it's easy to talk yourself out of prepping. All right. So just make sure you're prepared for everything and you're going to be really successful. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. And at the end of the day, I just want you to make sure that you're doing everything necessary to be successful, everything necessary to help you with convenience. Because if you don't have meals prepped, it's hard to cook every day. It's hard to cook 3 meals a day. It's hard to cook 4 meals a day. If you're trying to prep Monday's meals on Sunday, and then Tuesday's meals on Monday, and then Wednesday's meals on Tuesday. Yeah, you can do it, but it's going to get very tedious. It's going to get monotonous. You're going to lose that motivation, and it's going to be hard to sustain. So it's better to choose 1 or 2 days, cook half your meals or all your meals if you're doing a full week's worth of meals on one day, and you're going to have so much more success, and it's going to be so much easier to sustain. But man, good luck with everything. God bless.